in trouble and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right, it's going right. Just close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up, oh, even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and they'll desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. No, no. You just call out my name, and know wherever I am, I'll come running just to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. And I'll be there, yes I will. And I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh, yeah.
All right. How we all doing today? Excuse me, I got a frog just popped up there. All right, good to be with you all here in the sanctuary. Good to have you joining us on the Love Stream. So if this is your first time here, my name is Reverend Dr. Michael McMorrow. I'm the senior minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Granada Hills. Joining us online, that's in the North San Fernando Valley, a faith community where we welcome all who practice their beliefs in faith and love. You just heard from one of our music directors here, Mr. Jason Goldstein.
Good morning.
And you can download him anywhere you can download music.
Yes, you can.
And you can download Reverend Kathy, for that matter. She's on YouTube, who is our mistress of animal ministry. So, yes. So let's bring the lights down just a wee bit as we take a deep conscious breath and feel that release that allows us to anchor into this moment, this eternal now moment, as we come together for our call to service, which we call lighting the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought, which we honor here this morning. So as Reverend Kathy lights the first candle, it's for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the second candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the third candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. The sixth candle we light for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. The ninth candle we light for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And the 10th candle we light for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, for the space we hold for them here in the sanctuary, within our online community, and of course within our own hearts. And as Reverend Kathy lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to have experienced the healing flame of God's eternal love.
There is one flame that burns in our hearts. There is one light that shines through our love. We light this flame with faith. We light this flame with faith. We find this light within our own soul. There is one flame, one light within.
So join me, please, as I speak in the first person for everyone here and online, as I recognize that one flame of God, that flame of love, health, wealth, creativity, and peace. And I am one with that flame, that presence of God, of love, health, wealth, creativity, and peace. And so as I speak my word, just knowing and affirming right now that I am an embodiment of that presence, so therefore I have all that I need in the realm of love, health, wealth, creativity, and peace. And as I proclaim this morning as a perfect idea in the mind of God, where I just celebrate that flame within, just having complete trust that everything in my life is unfolding magnificently. And this beautiful Sunday morning, this morning as I celebrate that presence within, just celebrating joy to be here today and giving thanks for Reverend Mike, for Jason, for Mike, for Ethan and Ian, knowing right now that everyone here and online is contributing to a wonderful service, and I am so grateful. So I now release these words, knowing it is done, knowing it is so, and together we say, and so it is. Good morning, everybody. Happy August. August is often a time of people going on vacation, so it's nice to see a lot of faces here. And I'd like to ask this question: what is success? I've pondered this most of my adult life, and success can mean different things to different people. I remember thinking when I first started working that success meant this gold standard of climbing a corporate ladder or continuous career advancement with titles and more money. But I realized that that really wasn't something that would have created happiness for me. It's great, some people want to do it. I know working at the school district, there's a lot of people, they're administrators and go on to principal and go advance further, but that didn't appeal to me. For me, success is about more having a satisfying inner life, to feel peaceful, to feel joy, and then enjoying the things in life, such as rewarding friendships and feeling healthy. And of course, like I speak when I did the opening treatment of the 4 quadrants of life, love, health, wealth, creativity, those things can mean different things to different people. And it's affirming that I like to affirm that I express my highest good and success in my own unique way. I enjoy working with computers, so I enjoy doing office administrative work, and I like doing things here at the center. I have my animal ministry. I like doing service here, and that provides me a lot of inner fulfillment. Ernest Holmes says, when we have a desire, does the thing that I wish to express more life, more happiness, more peace with myself at the same time harm no one? Because we can be successful and prosperous, and as long as it doesn't interfere with the well-being of anybody else, and we can affirm that. We don't have to go out and rob a bank to create prosperity. I often think about, because I read about these, there's robberies and wondering, like with these people who do the smash and grab, that they could attain their good. They don't have to do it from taking from anybody else. There's always enough to go around. Patrick Arbula did a workshop years ago that stuck with me, and I'll just paraphrase it. He said to find your life path or passion. What are your interests? What are your talents, strengths? What is my passion? Those type of things. And that's where I got revealed to me that animal ministry was something that I wanted to do. So we all have different ways of expressing, and it doesn't have to be to please anybody else. One person's life script might not be my own. As William Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true. So Ernest Holmes also says, each day we should realize there is nothing in us which denies what we desire. So, knowing for all of us, success, happiness, and prosperity for all. And so it is.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough. It's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, the beautiful leaves. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Oh, wait, listen, maybe I'll find some peace tonight in the arms of an angel. Fly away from here in this dark hotel room, and the endlessness you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie in the arms of an angel. May you find some comfort here. Sick of the straight line and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting and building the lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet sadness, oh, this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of an angel, fly away from here. In this dark hotel room, in the endlessness that you fear. Yes, you are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie in the arms of an angel. You may find some comfort here. You're in the arms of an angel. Yes, you may find some comfort here. Some comfort here. You may find some comfort here.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Jason. We have some announcements for today. First, practitioners are available after the service for a two-minute tune-up. So who's a practitioner here? I am? Yes, okay, so you have your choice, or you can go to cslgh.org to learn more about our practitioners and who they are. There's also a board out there with a coffee that shows each practitioner and their name, so reach out to any of us. Next Saturday, August 9th, is Marty Lath's celebration of life. She was a longtime member here. An RSVP is most helpful, so please see the form in Sparks Hall or contact the church office and leave a message the end of the day if you are planning to attend. Next Wednesday, August 6th, Reverend Dr. Maureen and I are going to be doing the discussion. We're discussing the book, Living the Science of Mind. So join us. It's a real stimulating evening, and that hour just goes by so fast. And let's see, it's been said that everyone has a book in them. Reverend Dr. Maureen is teaching a class, Writing for Pleasure and Profit, Saturdays starting August 16th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Dr. Maureen will be facilitating this 4-week class. Cost is $100, and there's room for a maximum student count of 15. Is this online or here? Here, okay, so that'll be fun. Okay, sign-up sheet is available in Sparks Hall. And now, can we have the gratitude box? Okay, come on in.
Okay, hello everybody. Here's the box, and Debbie, my friend, picked it out today. And it says, I am grateful for the air I breathe, the water I drink, and the food I eat. Yay.
Thank you. Please stand for our Declaration of Principles. We believe in one universal spirit manifesting through all, natural and incarnated in us. We believe that the universal spirit is personal to and reveals itself through everyone who recognizes its presence. We believe that our faith operates upon a law of mind which automatically manifests in our experience according to that faith. We believe in the unity of all life and in the immortality of the individual soul forever expanding. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the givingness of life to all.
All right, guys, we have a new song for this month. It's pretty catchy, and it goes like this. Love is my decision, up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision, no one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision, up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision, no one else can make me forget. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. Love is my decision, up to me to stand down that road. Love is my decision, no one else can lighten my load. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now.
My decision right here and now. Steve was just in Tennessee. That's for you, buddy. And you were just in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my Merle Haggard version. So for you youngins, that was an old country guy. Maybe the old guys don't even know about him. I guess he didn't spend enough time in honky-tonks. Not that I did. So great to have you with us here today. We have a new theme for August, On the Wings of Love. On the Wings of Love, and today is Launch of Love. And in the fellowship afterwards, we'll have the Lunch of Love. So it's good to have you with us. The talk notes for this week have been generated from Chi-Town, from Reverend Darrell Jones. If you guys have heard of him, he's a good guy. Met him a few times. He has a book and a ministry out called that entitled Soul Gym, right? Like gym, Soul Gym. And he's also the spiritual director at the Cityside Center for Spiritual Living in Chicago. And you can find him on Facebook. So he's done a nice job this month. And his contribution, he's rooted it in the writings of Thich Nhat Hanh, specifically his book, Teachings on Love. So we're going to be talking about love a little bit today and what it looks like and how to use it and why is it important? Why would love be important to a religious scientist? Well, it's very simple. Love is the thing that sets it all in action, right? We're working with the law of life. What's the law of life? The law of cause and effect. And the thing that propels our word into action is the feeling tone behind it, but particularly if it's anchored in love. Now, this is a love that goes beyond, like the Kinks or the Beatles or Taylor Swift, even. I'm trying to get my musical references together. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, it goes beyond, girl, you really got me now. You got me. Yeah, it goes beyond that. So it's a love that's anchored in consciousness, right? Consciousness. So last month, where we had these marine animal theme of marine animals that were not manatees, I have this image to share with you today. This comes from someone who joins us from France online. His name is Thibaut. And so if you're online, Thibaut, make sure you chat yourself up a little bit. So this image, this poor guy has to work in this place every day. And the gateway, so we're going to be talking about this idea of love. So this is like our gateway to love from the land of, at least this is my perception of it, France as the land of love, of romance, and a commitment to learn how to chill out and savor all that life has to offer. So I like images like this, paths, doors, garden gates, as a metaphor of crossing the threshold into from ordinary living into a new experience, into a time to step into a new space. So if you want to play around with a new spiritual practice that maybe you haven't thought about, try doing this in your own home. And that is to simply, every time you go into a new room, see yourself as stepping over the threshold from the old into something new, right? So, from the bedroom into the hallway, I mean, it'll get kind of confused. You'll see how many times you cross these thresholds, which, just set a time, maybe 5 minutes, maybe only 3 minutes, right? But use it as a moving meditation. The beauty of that, of course, is we're doing a moving meditation in so-called ordinary life, right? And I say so-called because the truth is there's nothing ordinary about life, particularly a life that's lived from a place of consciousness, a place of being conscious and aware, or as Dr. Beckwith likes to say, being awake, aware, and alive. So to step into a new space. So every time we step into a doorway, imagine it as a threshold into a new world of experience and understanding. So now, I don't know how this works around here, but here's another shot of where he works. It's kind of crazy, man. And, he's north of Paris. And if you know anything about European history, man, there's been not just World War II, but going all the way back, to William and Henry II and all that. These guys have been warring around here. And the guy who wins gets to build stuff like this. Yeah, so I think that's a snack bar. So just staying with this, I'm going to back up here because this is the one that I really want to work with. I think it's an appropriate image today as we consider love as language, love as activity, love as practice, and love as a gateway to a new life of promise, even opulence. Even opulence. So I love that Reverend Kathy started this idea, primed the pump, so to speak, with this idea of what is success? And is it spiritual to be successful? Right? Is it spiritual to have wealth? Well, you bet your You bet your consciousness it is. Right? Particularly when it's coming from a place of love in the ways that we will explore today. From a place of knowing that there's enough for everyone. That the problem isn't an abundance. It's not an abundance issue. It's often a distribution issue. And so what we want to do in the science of mind is know that there is no one or nothing working against us, because we are coming from a sense of oneness with the divine, a sense of knowing that everything is always working out for me. Now, the trick, of course, is we all have experiences in life where it sure didn't look that way, right? Where we've been up to our backside in alligators, right? And that's not to deny that there are not systemic things, systemic issues in this world that we have co-created together. And make no mistake about it, it is a co-creation in consciousness. That's why the call is, particularly in times like this, is we have to do our own work in consciousness first. Which, by the way, is what a prayer is regardless of denomination. But we are working in an affirmative prayer. We are coming from a place of knowing that we do not have to earn God's favor, that it is a gift already given, that we live in a state of grace every time we recognize we do. So the task then is to wake up to that and to know the truth, especially when we're not getting our way. Especially then, because it's really easy when, we're on easy street and we're getting our way. So, we broaden, the first thing we have to do is broaden our understanding, even our definition of the divine. Understanding that the G-O-D word is as a placeholder word, that even that has limitations to it, that we have downloaded notions of what that is. And so if we can release our attachment to the G-O-D, we can then step into a much greater understanding, an expansive understanding, broaden our understanding of what that means to us personally, and the ramifications of that understanding on the greater world. So we're raising the bar on ourselves. We're not putting expectations on what everyone else should be doing. That's just another trap. That's just another mental trap that keeps us blocked from the sunlight of the Spirit. So we start playing around, okay, the G-O-D is a placeholder word for something far greater than we think it is. Far greater than even what we feel it may be. Now, the beauty of that is that we can continue to grow and evolve in this understanding. We open ourselves up then to experiencing the divine wherever we are, with whomever we are with, including maybe ourselves some days. Maybe some days we are not our most favorite company. Even then, maybe especially then. To see the activity of the divine through all of life. And the possibility is always there, though at times the vision can get a bit hazy. Right? Anybody else notice that? How to get there when we're just not feeling it. Well, one of the ways that we can do this is to try to look for love, whatever our current understanding of that may be. When we set the intention to see the divine in all things, our vision sharpens. When we set our intention to see love in all things, our vision sharpens. We see beauty in all things. Not something that we are attached to, but rather as an interplay in contrast of light and shadow. So there's a sense when we step back as the observer in our life, and we observe that, we really can't have either one unless we have the contrast. So how can we experience joy if we don't experience sorrow? Right? This is the human condition. We have, after all, chosen to incarnate in this existence. So that means, we're taking it all on. The practice, of course, is not to attach to any of it. In our connectedness, we gain some perspective, for we are no longer clinging to life, knowing that it has to be a particular way, but rather that we observe the ebb and flow of existence. We put on the spectacles of love and see the divine in all things. We put on the spectacles of the divine and see the love in all things. And, we see and experience love differently. Sometimes it's like a trickle of water in parched earth. Other times it's just this refreshing, replenishing, the garden that's already there, the garden of this consciousness that we have cultivated with seed thoughts of harmony, of peace, of beauty, truth, life, power, success, creativity, connectedness, remembering that we are playing with this law of circulation, which really is powered by the energetic of love. And if we can get to this place, and we're no longer looking for love in all the wrong places. Yeah, I spent too many years in the urban cowboy mood, I guess. So we're no longer looking for love in all the wrong places, but rather seeing love everywhere we look, even in the places where it's cleverly camouflaged. Betty Edwards wrote a book that I can't remember the title of right now, but in it, one of her exercises is, it's a drawing book, learning how to draw, and drawing with the right side of the brain, or maybe it's the left side, whichever side it was, but it's the one that you don't usually use, I guess. But what she said is when you learn how to see the world, there's no such thing as an ugly person anymore. We don't see ugliness the same way. We're seeing it from the place of the observer. I found that to be true. So we see love everywhere we look, nature, in creative expression, in health, in our business, in our career, in our creative pursuits, in music, maybe poetry, maybe that book that Dr. Maureen will pull out of you. We may even see it within ourselves. So Holmes once wrote that if we would look for a God of love, we must look long and deeply where? Into each other. We must look away from the differences until we penetrate into the unity of the whole. That love alone reveals love. Hate but hides the gleam. Hate but hides the gleam. But hate is such a strong word. It could be envy, could be frustration. There's a reason why they have a commitment, thou shalt not covet, fill in the blank, right? Not because you may be tempted to take it from another, but because we suffer when we're in that space. In Buddhism, they talk about, clinging, having attachments. Clinging or averting. So, Thich Nhat Hanh, in his book, talks about the four immeasurable minds. The four immeasurable minds. So this is not just poetic, it's metaphysical truth. So I'm going to hack these pronunciations up, I'm sure. So we live in Maitri, loving kindness, karuna, compassion, mudita, joy, upeksha, equanimity. And these are the Brahma Viharas, as consciousness of heaven on earth. So I'm going to go through these, and we'll see how they tie to Science of Mind and some Holmes quotes. So when we are living from this place, we are abiding in divine consciousness. So in the Science of Mind, one of Ernest was always saying that heaven is a state of consciousness. Actually, he said, heaven and hell are states of consciousness. Heaven and hell are not places, they're states of consciousness. So Maitri, loving kindness. Love as the nature of spirit, spiritual kindness. Holmes wrote that love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself. Love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire to express itself. So what this means is that we too are that, right? The self-givingness of ourselves to have a greater experience of life, capital L life, to have a greater experience of life. So what Maitri is offering love not based on who someone is or what we're going to get out of it, right? So many times love has a lot of manipulation attached to it, either consciously or unconsciously. And I'll tell you where I first learned this was when I started my own ministerial path here with the young adults, and we had a workshop on dating. And the young women in the group talking about how they hated when, they didn't like men picking up the check. And I thought, oh, where were you back in my dating days? But I mean, these are conscious women, right? So yeah, there's too much manipulation going on. There's too much expectation. And I thought, oh, I see some nodding heads out there. So I'm like, oh, that never occurred to me. That could have saved me a lot of money. All right. So love, offering love not based on who someone is, but based on who they are in spirit. I love because love is who I am. That can be a big lift, right? I'm not attached to how you receive the gift. So it's not about tribe, family, religion, or agreement. It's about spiritual generosity, the desire to bring happiness to another simply because we are rooted in God, which means that we are rooted in good, right? And there is a payoff in this because there is a movement in consciousness propelled by this offering of love, which may just simply, that offering may be just allowing someone to be who they are, even if it annoys us. All right, karuna, the next principle. Compassion is oneness. The action of oneness of compassion is not pity. It's not feeling bad for someone. This is, I'd like to think I thought of this deep thought, but I didn't. This is Thich Nhat Hanh. Compassion is not pity. It's not feeling bad for someone. In the Science of Mind, we teach oneness. Holmes said that we should feel ourselves to be so much a part of all of life that we experience all joy and all sorrow in the one. That it's all one thing. Now, why would this be an advantage in life? Well, again, we can step back as the observer, and we don't get hooked in to either aspect of life. And why this is important is because we are then able to see what's real. What's real, and to the extent that we can, strip away as much of our bias and perceptions that we have. When we act from this place, we are not helping the other, we are healing the illusion of separation. And, this is what a practitioner does, is a practitioner is healing our sense of separation that we may have over a particular issue, whether we're feeling separated from our good, separated from our creativity, separated from love, from friendship, from health. And instead we just, remember, I can put my hand over my heart and take a breath. I am one with all life. I choose to be a healing presence. I choose to be a healing presence for myself and for others. So moving on, we get to, now I don't know the correct, I'm saying mudita, but I think that's because I have a Spanish influence now, but maybe it's mudita, I'm not sure. But, which is joy, celebrating the good of others. This is when you've really arrived somewhere spiritually, is when you can be excited for the good of others. There was a time when I was a very envious guy. I was a carpenter and a building contractor before ministry for our newer friends. And I would see somebody get that big job, or, they get that house that I had bid on, and then I'd find out that, it was only like, 3 points less than what I bid for, and then he got the truck, the girl, and got a country western song written for him. But it would get me all knotted up. And then I started coming here and started taking classes and kind of started owning that, because I came out of a traditional Roman Catholic religion, right? Where I knew that envy and coveting were sin, which I learned here was an error in thought rather than an offense against the divine. And really, now I think it's kind of an offense against ourselves. When we get stuck in envy and coveting and so forth, that is, we're the ones who pay the price for that, right? So, mudita invites us to take joy in the joy of others, to celebrate their good. That's one of the great things about being a minister, by the way, is you get to be a cheerleader for everybody, and I really do feel that way. But, we can, a good religious scientist should be able to be a cheerleader for everyone. Because the truth is that it's a demonstration of good that we know is available to us as well. So can we rejoice in someone else's breakthrough, success, or blessing, even if we're still waiting on our own? So this practice cultivates abundance consciousness, because the truth is that there's always enough good to go around. I remember hearing Beckwith say one time, it's not an abundance problem, it's a distribution issue. Upeksha, equanimity, spiritual poise, and balance. Spiritual poise and balance, no matter what's going on. And Thich Nhat Hanh says, this is where the rubber meets the road. Upeksha is equanimity, peace in the face of change. Not indifference, not indifference. We're not just going, whatever. Not whatever, but instead an inner stability, right? In that, kind of that mountain pose, right? So we're just got the triangle where we can't be moved off our center, right? We're the sitting Buddha, if you will. not indifference, inner stability. Holmes encourages us to be spiritual poised when he says to learn how to be still and let spirit speak through us is to be spiritually poised. So Apeksha says, I can love you. I can love you even if we disagree. I'm going to say that again, because there's a lot of disagreeing going on in the world today. I can love you even if we disagree. I may not take you to lunch, but I can still love you. I can accept the mystery without losing my center. I can be present with life as it is. So just put your hand over your heart for a moment. Take a breath. Centered in spirit, I meet all people in all conditions with calm and clarity. So when we practice the four immeasurable minds, we enter that which Thich Nhat Hanh called the 5,000-star hotel. We stop trying to earn love, prove our worth, fix the world. We learn to just be in love and compassion and joy and equanimity. This is the heaven Holmes spoke of, not a place, but a state of being. And you know, as it happens, that is our point of power when we go into spiritual mind treatment as well. There's a purity when we say, God is all there is, and I am one with God. That there's a purity now. That statement now becomes a place that anchors us. And so we speak our word from authority, knowing that our word is resonating even now into the infinite mind of the Most High that knows only to say, yes, yes, my beloved, yes, in you I am well pleased. So we go to this space, we go to the Spirit with a sense of confidence, not as a petitioner, but rather as knowing that there's some part of me that is you, and there's some part of you that is me. That I live in the dwelling place of Spirit. My home is love. My path is compassion. My joy is boundless. My peace, unshakable. So take a breath. Breathe in some loving kindness for yourself, and on the exhale, loving kindness for others. Bring to mind someone who is suffering in some way. Take a breath. And on that exhale, release that suffering. Extend compassion. Think of someone celebrating a win. Take a breath. And on the exhale, rejoice with them. Now finally, taking in a deep breath, thinking of someone we may be in conflict with. Breathe equanimity. Exhale a sense of spiritual poise and balance, knowing that the Spirit is alive and well in the soul of me, that I live, move, and have my being in divine right action. All is well. So play around with these ideas today on the rest of this Sunday. See if you can cultivate some insight from that you can take into your work week, and then come back next week and we'll check in with each other. We'll see you then.
Oh, from day to day, it's so hard for me to say if the road I'm on now will lead me right. Yes, from year to year, it becomes a bit more clear. It seems like I'm getting closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light. Every day I start with the compass in my heart, and it helps to keep the road in my sight. And as I go forth, looking for that magnetic north, it seems like I'm getting closer to the light. Yes, and when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road, as long as I'm traveling closer to the light. And when my burden's great, so that I bend under the weight, and it seems like I'm surrounded by the night. Oh, well, I don't mind traveling along this darkened road if I'm traveling closer to the light. As long as I'm traveling closer to the light. As long as I'm traveling closer to the light. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Jason Goldstein, everybody give him some love in the chat there. All right, Chloe. So if you've come prepared for a physical offering, just make your way up to the basket as you will. For those of you online, if you can take a moment and hit the donate station online there, that'd help us out too, while we go into our offering song.
Spirit gives through me, Spirit receives through me, Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit lives and breathes through me. Spirit gives through you, Spirit receives through you, Spirit lives and breathes through you. Spirit lives and breathes through you. Spirit gives through us, Spirit receives through us, Spirit lives and breathes through us. Spirit lives and breathes through us.
So going within for just a moment longer, let's take a breath. As we recognize this basket represents both the heart of the individual, the receptive heart of this spiritual community, the generous heart of the individual who knows and knows that they know that God is our source, our substance, our supply. And so we as spiritual community, by whatever avenue your generosity finds itself to the center, through online giving, through the mail, through your gifts here this morning, that we receive all of it, knowing together it goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless not only this spiritual community, but anyone connected to it in any way, from the postman to new friends. And from this place of gratitude, then, we extend a blessing to our community of Granada Hills, our city of Los Angeles, our state of California, our United States of America, all of its churches, temples, mosques, schools, universities, the people who attend them, the people who support them, that we know for our planet as well, in some wonderfully crazy cosmic way, the infinite power and presence of the creative impulse of life is expressing it in, through, and as our life. And to the extent that we know this to be so, we see its demonstration in ways great and small and clear and easily seen ways. This lifts our hearts. We feel a sense of grace and power that both push and pull us into a way of spiritual living that raises not only our own life, but the lives of those around us as well. And that's a good thing. And together we acknowledge this by saying, and so it is. Amen. And let's give Jason some more love one more time.
Thank you, guys.
Easy to do. He's a good guy. And we'll get Reverend Kathy up here to pray us out. Thank you all for being here today and being so attentive.
Okay, so join me, please, as I speak in the first person, recognizing this power that is God and that God is love, so I am love. And I know love is in my mind, body, all my affairs, and I see everything through the eyes of God and through the eyes of love. So therefore, every activity of my life, every interaction comes from that divine love within. And so how grateful I am to feel this love in this room right now, and just feeling loving and uplifted and joyous. So I am so grateful right now to be here, and for Reverend Mike, for Jason, and for everyone here. I give thanks. I know it is done. I know it is so. And together we say, and so it is.
Please join me in singing the peace song. This is where we stand up and get in a circle. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as a power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace.